Consistency isn't just a trendy concept that sparks a brief surge of effort. It's the steady rhythm that gradually shapes who you become, one decision at a time. If you've ever observed someone follow a routine so seamlessly that it appears effortless, chances are they've turned consistency into an ingrained habit, an ongoing commitment rather than a sporadic strategy. Rather than waiting for the ideal mood to strike, they trust in the strength of a steady approach, understanding that what's done regularly far outweighs what's done only in moments of inspiration. Motivation can rise and fall, leaving room for distractions and doubt, but when consistency is embedded in your daily life, it moves beyond fleeting emotions. You make the act of showing up a given, whether it's honing a skill, prioritizing your health, or working toward a meaningful goal. With time, these small, repeated efforts accumulate into tangible progress. Each morning or evening, you remind yourself that the journey is worth tending to, not just when conditions are perfect, but when they're simply good enough for you to take the next step. This steady, day-by-day process replaces erratic bursts of work with a calm, deliberate rhythm. Imagine laying bricks each day to build a strong foundation. That's the essence of consistent effort. Even on an off day, placing just a single brick keeps the structure growing, ensuring that momentum never truly stalls. The beauty of consistency lies in how each small success strengthens your belief in yourself, serving as a reminder that goals don't need to be rushed. They can take shape step by step as long as you keep moving forward. When setbacks arise, bouncing back becomes easier because you're not starting from scratch. You've already built a foundation, a rhythm that reassures you of what's possible. Structure enhances consistency, transforming it from a vague intention into a dependable routine. That routine becomes an anchor, shielding you from hesitation and distraction. As it evolves into second nature, you find yourself relying less on sudden bursts of willpower and more on the steady force of momentum, the natural pull that comes from having taken similar steps time and time again. Over time, this steadiness becomes the foundation for real transformation, gradually guiding you closer to the person you aspire to be. One day, one effort, one consistent choice at a time. Yet consistency can often feel elusive, especially when enthusiasm spikes for a few days before fading into old habits and sporadic effort. Many wonder why staying on track feels so difficult when a goal once seemed so exciting. The struggle often stems from attempting massive leaps or depending solely on motivation, only to see those plans unravel when life inevitably gets busy. The key to making consistency last isn't about grand resolutions. It's about embedding small, daily actions that become second nature. There's a distinct difference between craving immediate dramatic change and developing a steady rhythm that endures, no matter the circumstances. Momentum starts the moment you choose to value incremental progress over occasional sprints. A routine, even a simple one, holds more power than fleeting bursts of effort. A strong anchor keeps you from drifting when motivation fades, and its power comes from simplicity. The clearer and more manageable your daily structure, the easier it is to maintain over time. If your routine becomes too complex, it risks turning into a burdensome task you dread rather than a sustainable habit you can uphold. An effective daily approach thrives on small wins. You might dedicate just 15 minutes to improving a skill or commit to a brief but focused workout. These actions may seem insignificant on their own, yet when repeated consistently, they compound in powerful ways. Not just by enhancing your abilities or fitness, but by reinforcing the belief that you are someone who follows through. That self-perception can shape reality, making reliability part of your identity rather than relying on sporadic bursts of motivation. Timing also plays a key role in making consistency easier. If you schedule a task when energy is low or distractions are high, it's more likely to be skipped or rushed. By paying attention to your natural rhythms, you can align tasks with the right time of day. Perhaps early mornings for mental clarity, late afternoons for physical activities, or another slot that best suits your lifestyle. This small adjustment minimizes daily friction, making it easier to stick to your routine without forcing it. Habits serve as anchors of stability, but they don't form automatically. They require a deliberate setup. If you're trying to practice a musical instrument daily, placing it somewhere visible and linking practice to an existing habit, like right after breakfast or as soon as you get home, can make a big difference. This approach, sometimes called habit stacking, uses a reliable action as a cue, reducing the mental effort of deciding when to practice. Over time, the sequence becomes second nature, making it feel unusual not to follow through. Focusing on the process rather than the outcome also strengthens consistency. Many measure success only by reaching major milestones, overlooking the small daily steps that lead there. Yet true progress is built by embracing the journey, not just the destination. You ease some of the pressure by reminding yourself that as long as you take today's step, you're still progressing in the right direction. This mindset makes setbacks easier to handle since your self-worth isn't solely tied to external milestones. If you stay true to your daily plan, then you've succeeded in maintaining consistency. Challenges will always arise. Unexpected events, dips in motivation, or even moments of doubt about whether your chosen path is worthwhile. One of the biggest advantages of daily consistency is that it becomes a reliable ally when the road feels difficult. You don't need to wake up each day brimming with enthusiasm. Instead, you rely on a routine already in motion. That routine acts as a safety net, catching you when motivation wavers because it minimizes the need for constant decision-making. Rather than asking yourself, do I feel like doing this? You remind yourself, this is simply what I do. A day-by-day approach also leaves room for steady improvement. When you engage with something consistently, you accumulate a valuable record of small lessons, refining your methods faster than if you approached it sporadically. Continuous practice helps you spot mistakes early, recognize patterns, and adjust before wasted effort builds up. Take writing, for example. If you write a little each day for a month, you'll have 30 pieces to review, test, and refine, rather than a single large session that's harder to analyze. This immediate feedback loop fuels steady progress, an often overlooked advantage of consistency over short bursts of intense effort. As you settle into a stable rhythm, you also build confidence in your ability to adapt and stay committed. That confidence can spill over into other areas of your life. Once you prove to yourself that you can maintain regular exercise or daily reading, you start to realize that the same disciplined approach can apply to learning a new skill, improving your finances, or tackling any other long-term goal. The core principle remains the same. Define a manageable routine, commit to it, and let the cumulative effect take shape. Some worry that a methodical approach might stifle spontaneity or drain joy from the process. In reality, a structured routine often allows you to enjoy unplanned moments even more because essential tasks aren't left in limbo. When you know you've dedicated time to your priorities, you can embrace unexpected opportunities without guilt, confident that your progress won't be thrown off track. This balance, planned action paired with open space, creates a sustainable rhythm, one where you neither burn out nor deprive yourself of life's pleasures. Consistency flourishes when supported by thoughtful planning, setting small daily targets, recognizing your natural energy cycles, and focusing on process over immediate results. When you take this approach, you shift from sporadic bursts of effort to a steady, intentional journey. Each day becomes a step in a purposeful dance, linking your present actions to a more capable, self-assured future. With every repetition, you reinforce the truth that consistency isn't about perfection, it's about the daily promise you keep to yourself, inching closer to your goals with each deliberate choice. Long-term consistency also depends on a clear understanding of why each task matters. Many routines fall apart because they're built around superficial or hastily chosen goals that lose their appeal once the novelty wears off. When deeper motivations remain unclear, it becomes easier to skip a session or set aside a commitment, especially when the payoff isn't immediately obvious. But when each small step connects to a meaningful purpose, whether it's improving your well-being, mastering a craft, or contributing to others, your mind starts to see routine not as a burden, but as an investment in what truly matters. Honesty with yourself is key. If you claim you're too busy but still manage to spend hours on distractions, it might be a sign that you haven't yet fully aligned your time with your priorities. If you find yourself struggling to stick with a routine, it doesn't mean you're lazy or unmotivated. It may simply mean you haven't yet connected with a reason compelling enough to sustain daily effort. Clarity of purpose is key. Reflecting on what truly inspires you can reveal whether you're pursuing a goal that aligns with your core values or merely chasing something that feels lukewarm at best. Once you discover a genuine reason, consistency feels less like a forced duty and more like honoring a personal commitment rather than fulfilling an expectation set by someone else. A useful habit is to ask yourself regularly, what does success look like at the end of today? Not in terms of huge milestones, but in terms of meaningful progress over the next few hours. The mind can easily get overwhelmed by distant, ambitious goals, but defining small, tangible wins makes consistency feel more achievable. If you're learning a language, success might be reviewing vocabulary for just 10 minutes. If you're honing an artistic skill, it might be completing a single focused sketch. Over time, these small daily efforts accumulate into significant progress, all because you continually fed your growth with steady, intentional practice.